The CEO of Diginex expects Bitcoin to reach $175,000 by 2021. The price of Bitcoin is a never-ending source of contention. And with each change in the price of the cryptoactive, dozens of analysts, crypto influencers, and traders begin lengthy discussions about where the price of BTC will now go. It is not for naught, given the enormous influence that the world's largest cryptocurrency has on the prices of other virtual currencies. As a result, today we'll explain why Ricard Byworth, CEO of the Diginex exchange, believes Bitcoin will reach $175,000 in 2021, as he stated in a Bloomberg interview. Why is the price of Bitcoin rising? As a result, and to begin his intervention, Byworth discussed the reasons why, in his opinion, the price of Bitcoin is rising, bringing up two concurrent forces that would be exerting upward pressure on the cryptocurrency. The first is the multi-billion-dollar stimulus packages with which the US government is attempting to deal with the COVID-19-induced economic crisis. And it is this, as we have previously stated. This sudden increase in monetary liquidity will result in a massive capital inflow into the cryptocurrency market. Especially now, when large financial institutions are starting to recognize Bitcoin as a potential asset store of value. According to the Diginex CEO, the scarcity of virtual currency is the second factor driving Bitcoin's growth. Well, after the BTC blockchain halving last year, when the reward received by blockchain miners was cut in half, the amount of Bitcoins that enter circulation on a daily basis fell short of meeting the increased demand. Only a few companies, including Tesla and MicroStrategy, have purchased 40% of the annual supply of Bitcoin. There is a genuine supply crisis in Bitcoin. This is only the rally's first stage. Things are only going to get hotter from here. As a result, digital assets will be more appealing in a year. Diginex anticipates a $175,000 profit. In this manner, and taking into account all of these factors, Diginex has developed a model to attempt to forecast where the price of Bitcoin will go. As a result of this exercise, a probable price of $175,000 per BTC before the end of 2021 was obtained. One of the most optimistic predictions for the price of the cryptoactive today. I believe we are projecting a Bitcoin price of around $175,000 by the end of the year. We believe that the way we are approaching institutional adoption is critical. A rise in corporate purchases would fuel this expansion. At a time when traditional corporations and institutional mutual funds are seriously considering purchasing Bitcoin. Consider BTC as a value refuge against a possible depreciation of the dollar as a result of the American government's expansionary fiscal and monetary policy. Finally, a change in the regulatory landscape would complete the list of stimuli that would bring Bitcoin up to the price raised by Diginex. Now that more institutions, such as the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, are working on cryptocurrency regulations. What makes purchasing virtual currencies even more appealing? Obviously, there are a lot of people involved in the cryptocurrency industry. I believe there have been 300 different exchanges around the world. I believe the most significant change will be a greater emphasis on regulation. Even as recently as last week, we began to see more CFTC actions involving exchanges that served US residents. As a result, the regulatory approach will be critical. Some final thoughts. Finally, when it comes to Bitcoin anonymity, the Diginex CEO clarified that the cryptocurrency is not particularly private. This is due to the fact that the transactions can be easily traced using the blockchain, a technique used by the FBI to catch criminals. Observing that Diginex too has a tool for tracking the origin of funds entering the exchange. As a result, Bitcoin is not particularly anonymous. The blockchain can be easily traced. We use blockchain tracking tools to keep track of all assets that come into our exchange. As a result, I believe the notion that Bitcoin is anonymous is probably a bit outdated. Finally, Byworth discussed Diginex's cryptocurrency Equos. It will not have a pre-sale, as is common with native exchange tokens, but can be earned by exchange users when making transactions or mined by staking on its platform. with a limited supply of 1 million tokens, which are expected to be issued within the next 2 years.